Dead meme.
I want to go over some tips that help players get a jump start in the beginning of the game. One of the biggest sinks that you'll experience in the beginning of the game, from my experience from minerals and cash, is repairing your vessel. The amount of time required to repair a ship on its own, and that's a full repair, so it's like 36k for minerals, 2k iron, and 5.8k titanium. So this is not a very expensive ship, like this is a titanium age vessel. So just to keep in mind, if we do this, and we dock with this repair dock, if we ask them to repair, the cost is a fair bit lower. You could also go by credits only if you so choose to do, but I don't know. It depends on how you feel about the overall costs. As well, here you could buy these kits that repair the vessel immediately. So if the ship is destroyed, you can actually repair it as long as you remain within the system, and it'll be at like a minimal amount of health and functionality. That's we're getting a bit more advanced. We're leaving the early game. So in the strategic menu, you can push N. You can look for repair docks. Shipyards also have a repair dock built into them, so you can do that. As well, on the main map, when you push M, we can just start typing in repair, right? And we can see them. So you can travel back to these places to save yourself a significant amount of money. It's almost a third of the cost. Even though, like, my reputation is relatively low here, I'm saving a third of the total cost. The only downside is I need to come here to do it. Alright, we're at the equipment dock. And one thing to keep in mind, if you're within a certain range of the equipment dock and you have this little buff here, you're able to remove a permanently installed device. So basically, this will allow you to take these pieces of equipment which are permanently installed off of the ship and not lose them. And now, why is that important? Well, because you can upgrade them through the research station, but since we're in the beginning of the game, money is more of a big deal. So you could trade equipment, and if we go to sell items, as you can see, some of these things, like 100k or 1.5 or 150k for this turret control system, which you may want to keep something like that, but that's something to keep in mind. There's another really nice one. If we even go to, say, my gray level items, like if I were to sell all of these, I would probably be sitting around another extra 30k for currency. So it's just another option available to you to keep in mind, that you can return to this equipment dock, uninstall old equipment to save it so you can sell it or potentially equip another vessel, depending on like where you are in the game. Well, something very advantageous just happened. So if we look at the chat box in the bottom left, the resource depot in the region is asking for 7,000 iron. If we can deliver it in the next 30 minutes, they'll pay you handsomely. So I've probably got a lot of iron. I do. So let's just run over there and get that significantly preferred rate, especially for a material that is well, it's very easy to get. So you'll dock with the refinery, trade resources, hit the sell tab, and we're getting it 14.1 per unit. That is very good for titanium, or sorry, for iron. But why we actually came here, I wanted to show you that there is an asteroid in this sector that is large enough to be claimed. This is the sector that we spawned in. This was like the starting zone. And as you notice, it belongs to the NPC faction, and that's because I immediately, as soon as I spawned into the game, I went to this map, I looked for the asteroid, which I knew was here 99% of the time, and I sold it for roughly 100k. This is a huge boost to your early game setup. It allows you to basically pay for a cruise and hire a captain, which is the next interesting part. So this ugly piece of junk is an auto-generated device, auto-generated device, a auto-generated ship that's built within the game. It's the Adventurous Lady. It's part of a quest line. As soon as you hire a captain, basically the adventurer will give you a hail and tell you, I want to teach you about commanding vessels using captains. And you'll go do his little mission. It's very simple. Like if you can order a ship to follow you using the strategic menu, you're going to get a free ship. So what I typically do, this game is an enormous time sink. You would want to place on your ship basically your mining turrets. I turn this ship into a mining ship. So they typically don't come with a cargo bay, so you're going to have to maybe choose a like a purifying laser. You won't be able to use, there we go, like that one, because the ship won't have enough cargo hold to perform a mission of that caliber. Transfer your captain to this vessel and then order it to do mining missions. So while your main vessel is out and about doing missions, cargo runs, mining, fighting, whatever it is you choose to do, this vessel will be available to mine the various minerals for you, so that you don't have to do it on your own. Now, I made a video that explains mining, like pretty much top to bottom, and how to automate it and how to get the best results, but we're not going that deep. I would just use this ship to help you mine, because basically what's better than having someone auto mine for you so you don't have to, and you can do more lucrative things. And one final thing I think that we could cover, which is very helpful, I've showed you that you could sell materials to the equipment bay, or you could sell equipment you're choosing not to use to the equipment bay. You can also dock with the resource depot, and of course, like we showed earlier, you can sell additional materials. So even if you don't need iron, holding on to it to sell, and sometimes you get those prompts, as we shown, oh, please deliver this, and we'll give you like pretty much double the rate. So just keep that in mind. It is an additional option that's available to you. And one final note, when pirates attack a sector, especially if it's in a sector heavily patrolled, like this one is, if you can get any shots in on the pirates, these guys will pay you a significant amount. As long as it's not a point defense a weapon, it has to be something that you're targeting. And they'll throw anywhere from 20k to 100k at you. I think a bonus tip is in order. If you probably notice, I have hired crew that is the appropriate crew members, like I have mechanics as opposed to crewmates and whatnot. And something to keep in mind, if you hire someone that is a crewmate, they eventually level up into the job that they're performing. So in the beginning of the game, it's okay to hire crewmates. Don't stress too much. On a ship that you're operating, they'll gain the experience, and they'll upgrade into the things that they're supposed to be. And I also like to throw salvage lasers on my ship, so I can go to the bathroom and let the ship salvage all the things I've just blown to bits, and get some extra subsystems for those big cells at the equipment dock. But hopefully, these are some helpful tips. Thanks for showing up. If this is helpful, I'm going to do a few more as we progress through the game to talk about tips for, say, when you first develop shields and whatnot. So if you want to see more of that, a like, a sub, those things would be cool. If there's some really good tips that I'm leaving out that is appropriate for the beginning of the game, don't hesitate to throw those in the comments. It's going to help me make a better video, and it's going to help anyone who bothers to read them. But again, thanks for showing up, and I'll see you all again real soon.